Hi, everybody. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and I am giving thanks. Giving thanks for my appointment with Dr. Wingo, the surgeon, and I'm giving so many thanks for all of you and the way I have felt completely enveloped by your love. It has been nothing but astounding to see people gathering around me, even people I have not spoken to for decades. I don't know what does that, but what pulls people together in times like this. But I am completely blown away by it and know that it is absolutely integral to the healing that is happening in me. And so many of you have asked me to keep you up to date. So I decided to make another video because that just seemed easier than trying to type it all out. And I just came back about an hour ago from Phoenix, seeing Dr. Wingo, attended by Delisa and Danny, my dear angels. And Dr. Wingo is amazing. She just is a great human being and super personable and takes lots of time. We had a 45-minute conversation, and basically she's kind of amazed and blown away by the fact that, as am I, and most people I talk to, by the fact that I was given a dream to make me and the doctors aware that this was going on in my body, when the problem with ovarian cancer is that it really has very few symptoms, and so most people are not aware of its presence until they're well into stage 4. And although the tumors were fairly large, she went through the pathology report with me, and it seems the cancer was completely contained inside of both tumors, both ovaries. Quite large. One was 15 centimeters and one was 9. But the way that they language it in pathology is negative for involvement. And even the surface of the tumors was negative for involvement. The lymphs, negative. The little pieces of flesh that they took out throughout my abdomen to biopsy, negative for involvement. The fallopian tubes. There was no other sign of cancer. So that is amazing. And she was just like, I really don't see this. I don't see this. I really expected there to be other cancer in there. And yet, the ovaries had cancer. So this is considered stage 1B, which means both ovaries had cancer in them. And one of the hard things about ovarian cancer is that it's very likely to return. Now, we heard a lot of statistics from her. She is a Western medicine allopathic doctor, and so she goes by statistics. And, the very fact that I had this dream reminds me that we live in a world that is far more than statistics, far more than the explicable and then the science. And so I'm leaning heavily on that. She was very funny. She looked at me and she said, we still highly recommend chemo. And she looked at me and goes, you aren't going to do it, are you? And the truth is that the jury is still out on that for me. I'm learning a lot, and I have a lot more to learn about that. I heard everything she said. We all did. Delisa and Danny were with me through it all. And there's a lot to be said for it. And it may not be my way. And I'm going to ask you all once again, I know I have before, but I just humbly ask if you could hold your advice. I know it's so well-intentioned, but I feel like I have so much to process that hearing more advice unless I ask for it, I don't think it will serve me. You can certainly tell me if you have a story you really think I want to hear, and let me choose. But I really ask you to help me out in this way, because I could easily become overwhelmed with a lot of people's opinion. I am an echo. Those of you that know me well know that that's part of my gift and my burden, that I can easily take on people's opinions. And this is really my decision to make. And it's a huge one, the hugest one of my life. So I'm really going to ask for your support in that way. And I have to tell you, your support, the way you all are showing up for me, is healing me right now. I was born as an independent cuss. Like, I can do it myself, and I can guide people, and I know how to do it alone. But you know what? What I'm really needing to learn right now is that I can lean on others, and I can receive care and support, and I have allies. So that's what I'm up to with you all. I'm considering you allies, and I'm also taking a strong stand to be a choice in terms of what that means for me. So I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings if I say, no, not that right now. I'm really trying to trust, because I know that I'm being guided by something so large and indescribable that I really want to, I need to follow through with that. So what I learned that was new to me was that if I do want to do chemo, I need to do it within 2 months of the diagnosis, which was the date of the surgery, November 14th. 3 months at the outside. Things change after that. So in the next month and a half, I'm going to be coming to some decision about my way forward. There's lots to be said about that I'm not going to go through right now, but just know I'm deep in consideration, and I have lots of places to stick my nose and dig around and sniff and try and track to find out what's true for me. As many of you know, I am such a big lover of the earth, and I think of our bodies as earthen bodies, and the idea of injecting the earth or myself with poison, with toxic chemicals, is not very appealing to me. And I know that sometimes it saves lives. And I'm not looking at death as the enemy either. And I have a lot to come to terms with about these questions. So we're in the holy days. We're in the end of the year, which is kind of troublesome with my insurance. So anything that happens next year starts all over with my high deductible and out of pocket. So some of you have asked about financial support, and I probably will do a GoFundMe, but I want to be really clear about what I'm asking to have funded. And I really appreciate any of you that feel drawn in that direction. But all of the ways that you support me is so precious to me. And one is not held as higher or more important than another. So I continue to ask for your prayers, for sending me light. I keep going with the word that the surgeon used after surgery when she said it was pristine inside my body, other than these masses. So please send light to my pristine interior, and thanksgiving to all of our guides, all of the ones that are always sending us messages of benevolence that want to help us to transform in whatever way is ours to transform right now. The big transformation being death. And I hope that's still years off for me. But, I'm walking with that in that apprenticeship with death, knowing that it is also a blessing. So I know a lot of you are going through a lot of stuff right now, and I want you to know that I'm also here for you. I am not just burrowing into my own story. We all have stories that we are coming to terms with and finding the bigger story inside of. And I get fed by that. It's in my nature to echo the earth, to echo others, to help to listen for what the rest of the story is. So that's what I know right now. I'm super grateful. It's like amazing that the cancer was removed. And, you know, she says it's astounding. She mostly opens people up with ovarian cancer in stage 4. So it's astounding to open me up and find no other cancer. That gives me pause and causes me to get on my knees and give a deep, deep bow to the dream maker. Or, as she put it, whoever it is we give thanks to. That's what the surgeon said. So, really sending so many thanks on this time of Thanksgiving, when hopefully we all remember to give thanks to each of you and to the holy that surrounds us and infuses us. Much, much love to all of you. Thanks for coming on to Caring Bridge. It means so much to me. I look at it every night and I want to respond to everyone, and I haven't, but know that I'm feeling your love. Many, many, many thanks.